Thank you for joining me. I want to show you today how to fancy up the envelopes that you make. You need your template or an envelope. You don't really want to cut along this edge because you can mess up your envelope. Something to mark with, object to cut with, and of course a metal straight edge. And then you can either, tell you what you can do, you can really personalize these by, once you cut the envelope and have it folded, you can either decorate this inside, either paint on it or print on it, the inside. You can also do something to the outside, which personalizes it and makes it more tailored to the object, that the card that you're placing inside of it. Another way is to, I'm pretty sure you've seen these before, envelopes that have these fancy internal sides to them. You can also use some tissue paper or some other type of metallic paper. So what I'll do is use this sheet so you can see it. You can either place the template, place your template on top of the paper, making sure that this edge that is underneath comes down as far as you want it to. It needs to be able to cover this entire flap that folds down and some of the inside of the envelope. So you go down about an inch or two into the envelope and measure. So once I decided here how far down I want it to go, I bring this edge, because the flap will be folded over, I bring this edge along the side edge, the machine cut side, and you're going to trace or outline on that edge. And you just bring a line across and down. As you see, I marked on the envelope. And you don't want to do that, since that's the template, it doesn't matter. Then you'll come along here with your straight edge and cut it. Sometimes it makes it a little difficult to see, and so that's why you'll need a piece of scratch paper underneath. Place this edge along this line that you made, and this is tissue paper, so be really gentle with it when you cut. It doesn't take much to cut it. You want to cut it and not rip it. I generally cut out a little past where it belongs, where the line is, and then you just turn it and make your other cut. Along that line. Now, since my edges on my envelope are rounded, I will have to round these corners before I place it in there. And then you're going to glue this down here. I'm not sure if this is the color I want to use, but once it's glued down here, then you proceed to glue your envelope down, as it normally is. And so as you see, that's why it needs to come all the way down here. So I use the template on this so it doesn't really match up on that one. So I come back. So these flaps were cut a little longer than a normal. No worries, I just do it again here. And I'm measuring the distance down here to here, and just trace that outline with my pencil. Move that out of the way. I'm going really, really lightly because I don't want to mess up that template that I made underneath. This is not going to be perfect. One, I don't want to make a long video, so that will work. And now to glue it down. That's my template, so I'm going to use that other scratch paper that I had instead of using my template. Remember, you always need to do the edges so that it looks really flush. So just lightly place glue on those edges. I always handle the edges first and then glue on the inside. Move this out of the way and position it edge to edge, and make sure you touch this edge. Everything else will fall into the envelope. And in these cases, so I'll bring that a little closer for you. In these cases where the paper comes over the edge, that is great. It's like that on both edges, which is great. All you would do is come along there with the straight edge and clean that up. It's better that it comes a little over that edge. It's better that it comes a little over, because you can always trim that off. If it does not come over far enough, that would be a disaster. So it's easier when I put this metal edge down. When cutting against the object that you do need, make sure the straight edge is next to the object, so that it keeps you from cutting into the object. This I should cut in this manner, away from it. If you put it this way and cut, sometimes you can cut into your envelope, and that you don't want to do. So again, here I would line this up along the straight edge along the envelope edge. And it's not that much, but it's enough to disrupt everything when the person gets it, when they open it back up, the envelope up. There you have it. Let this dry, because this is repositional paper. Moving it now may make it come off, but then you would glue this down. Come back out so you can see it. Once this is glued down, I'll glue it down like so. And it really makes it look fancy. The repositional glue has to be weighted down and held down a little longer than regular glue. The regular glue, these edges wouldn't keep popping up, but the repositional glue will make it pop up. They'll pop up because it allows you extra time to reposition what you need. So then fold this over, and it looks like a regular envelope. But it's ready. See how fancy that is? That is really fancy. And you can use, especially use a tissue paper because it's thin. And let that dry, and that is a fancy, fancy envelope.